Hello, welcome to Shanda Baby, and I'm reading this dry ass document, which is the Project 2025, so you don't have to read the dry ass document. So continuing on from the last video, this is all on page 5. They want to outlaw the P word with we're gonna say corn, but put the P in there, okay? The corn, watching of the corn. They want to make anybody who watches corn to go to jail. And not only do they say that you can't watch the corn because you are not protected by First Amendment rights to watch the corn, okay? They not only want to take you to jail, it's located in this document, they want to take to jail telecommunication companies and the technology that you use to watch the corn. So they're going to take you to jail, and then they're going to go ahead and take Time Warner Cable to jail. They're going to take Spectrum to jail, AT&T to jail. And then they're talking about the technology used to watch the porn. So I guess they'll be taking whoever your computer is made by, Apple or whoever that you watch. It's just total nonsense. But let's get back to it nonetheless. And they want you to be a Bex offender after you consume any type of corn, and your life is over after that because you're no longer useful for them. This is all on page 5. They want a universal choice program for schooling, which means that people are going to be bumped up in the line and you and your children will be last, okay? The public system itself sometimes leaves students last, depending on where your location is, okay? But then they're going to be further pushed out, okay? So say you move to a decent neighborhood and the universal school choice program comes along, and then you're going to be bumped out due to people who have more money or more established type of people. They also say if the schools do not accept that, they want to cut off funding. Right, so they want schools to have no funding that do not agree with their ideology here. And they also want to control what you learn in the classroom. They don't want you to be teaching anything about race critical theory, or gender ideology. Nothing to tell you you're nothing but a boy, you're a girl, and you have no freedom to express yourself. Also, if you get your children a, we'll say, Bex operation, okay, they want to change genders and gender assignments. That's none of my business what others do with their children. They want to make that a charge, okay? So you'll be having an abuse charge if you try to get your children a Bex change. Also, this is the promise now. We are still on the page 5 in the promises. This is what they promising. They also want to eliminate apps for children. No children, and it, not only the app, they go so far as to say phones. They don't want children with phones. They don't want children with apps, okay? This is the 21st century, okay? And I grew up in the 80s when everything was just kind of like coming out, but it wasn't all the way out because I didn't have a phone, okay? The phones were still big and brick, and the dope boys, you know, they had them in the cars and all that stuff. I hadn't got access to that. But since I have discovered technology, I am in love with it, okay? And for those of you who don't like your children with phones, none of my business. But this is making it others' business. So your children won't be allowed to get on anything. What you call it? What is that thing that even the ABCs, educational stuff, nothing like that. So children don't have no phones and no apps. And they attributed, now this is in the wording, that the mobile companies and the apps are like making the children drug addicts. Okay, this is their terminology, not mine. All right. And let's go on to page 6, as if that wasn't enough. This is about their promise to dismantle the government, okay, and make it self-govern to the people. Sounds nice, but it is, again, like this whole document has undertones, okay? That sounds nice. Ooh, self-govern yourself. And then Constitution, yeah, sounds great until the Constitution or it wants to be dismantled for their purposes, okay? So when it comes to page 6, they want to really do a do-over and reorganize the government, okay? And They want to reduce the government size, and that goes back to eliminating the EPA, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Education, Department of Justice, Pentagon, things like that. They want that all gone and just self-ruling, which seems a lot like anarchy, because it's going to only be a certain set of people that is going to be able to benefit and reap this self-government. Then we have page 9. They go into great detail of how the executive branch is having too much power, okay? But, again, they always have a nuance. They specifically state a conservative president is going to go around doing and limit his own power, okay? That's the first thing they want, the president, that they put in, and they make sure they say conservative, okay? They want him to limit his powers, okay, as the president, cut down what he can do. And while he's doing that, cutting down what he can do, I think it's just for to cut down what the next person gonna do, not particularly this person. So that person is supposed to go around shutting down all these companies, shutting down all the parts of the government. That person is supposed to start snatching back activity from Congress, because they talk a lot about a little bit about the budget, because this again is just page 9, and I haven't even fully finished reading page 9. So they talk about a lot of him grabbing power back from different branches of the government, while they talk about that government, that the president powers need to be limited. Not understanding that, but that's a lot of what they call it, jetpack or whatever that this document has. Okay, you're not going to do that, but we can do this in this certain circumstance, and it's giving me a flavor of again, certain people are going to be able to do certain things, and you're not going to be able to do certain things, okay? And everything is going to be geared around church, and the document is very culty. From page 1 to 9, it gives me a cult vibe, and it also gives me a vibe of returning into time, and we wasn't treated so nicely, so we need to step away from that time and let's move forward, okay? So I'll be reading more tonight and writing down different things that I find preposterous, that I find stupid. So I will read this draft document so you do not have to. And this has been Shan the Baby. Please like, share, and subscribe.